Alright, so I just got back from watching Orphan First Kill. This is a prequel to The Orphan, and if you haven't seen that movie, uh, you should go watch it and then watch this, because if you watch this first, it's going to spoil the twist of that movie. So yeah, this is a prequel. Check out Orphan before you see this, and also check out Orphan before you listen to this review, because I will be talking about the big twist reveal from that original movie here. I do have a review for Orphan, actually. I reviewed it a couple years ago. I really love that movie. Just checked it out again recently. Still love it. And did I love this one? Well, stick around. Let's find out. So this one is directed by William Brent Bell, who did the Boy movies and Stay Alive, that PG-13 like video game horror movie. You die in the video game, you die in real life, Freddy Krueger like. It's I thought that movie was trash. That was a red flag going into this. I saw who directed it, so my expectations went down. But then I read all these reviews about the movie having a great twist also that one-upped the original, and it has a 6 on IMDb and a 75, I think, on Rotten Tomatoes. So then my expectations went up a little bit, and I gotta say this movie did not meet my expectations. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible either. It's just this movie was fine, but I feel like it could have been a lot better. So the plot for this one is Lena, the killer dwarf from Orphan. She's at the SAR Institute, and she breaks out in the beginning, and then she looks up missing kids and sees one that she kind of resembles, and goes to that wealthy family's home to pretend like she's their missing child. And then, the moms and this detective start to realize that something's up with this kid. They start to have doubt that she's actually their child. So what I like about this movie is I thought the actress who played the orphan did a good job in this one. She was excellent in the first one, and she was only like 12 years old in that movie, playing a 31-year-old pretending to be a 9-year-old, and now she's like 23 when she shot this, playing a 31-year-old pretending to be a 9-year-old again. So it's kind of funny that she was a kid actor playing an adult, and now she's an adult playing an adult that's pretending to be a kid. I don't know. But I like that they brought her back. It's kind of 10 years too late. I feel like this movie should have been made back then, because you do notice a difference in her face. Like, they try to make her look like a little kid, like she's between 9 and 12. I think her character is supposed to be 9. But it's a little distracting at first. It took a little while to get used to, because when you watch them back to back, like I did, I just watched The Orphan recently, and it's like, you can tell there's a difference. She doesn't quite look the same like she did 10 years ago, So I feel like this movie should have been made back then, but, you just gotta suspend disbelief and look past that, all right? But I thought her performance was really good, and I liked some of the callbacks from part one. They got the Glory of Love song that's playing on her record that she was singing in the first one, and this movie does tie well into the first movie, so it would make for a good like back-to-back watch. Also, there's some other callbacks, like we see like her doing those paintings, like the black light paintings that she was doing in the first one. We see how she got introduced to that stuff in this, and she's still playing piano like she did. So I liked all the little callbacks to the original. I thought the movie had a good pace. It's never really boring. It's a much shorter movie than the original, which might hurt it for some people. I feel like maybe this film could have used more time to, develop certain things, and the third act was entertaining. That's when it, ramps the violence up. You get a couple of, brutal kills. It's on par with the original. I mean, these aren't violent movies, Orphan or this one, so don't expect gore or anything. It's not a sequel, or in this case, prequel, a second movie that like ups the violence or anything. Now, one thing about this movie that I'm mixed on is the twist. The reason why I'm mixed on it is because, I like it that it went in this direction, that the twist took the story into a different direction that it needed to go. Otherwise, it's just going to be a rehash of part one. We can't do the same movie again, where the family slowly becomes aware of who Esther is. We can't just do the exact same thing, all right? Like, we already know she's a dwarf, so we can't do that again. So I like that they took it in that direction, but what I didn't like is how predictable it was to me. Before I saw this movie, I read that there was a twist, and so I went into this movie like trying to figure it out. And I read that it was better than the original movie's twist, which I disagree with. But the first thing I thought of when I read that there was a twist in this movie, the first thing that I thought it could be, it basically was that. Maybe not 100%, but it essentially was what I was thinking. And then as the movie was playing out in the first act, when we're introduced to the family, and when Esther first gets there, and the characters' interactions with each other, just the way certain characters are behaving, I'm like, yep, this is exactly what's going on here. This is what's happening. And then it was revealed like in the middle of the movie, about 40 minutes or so in, and I was like, yep, that's exactly what I thought. And so the fact that it was predictable just bugged me, but I like that it went in that direction because, like I said, it kind of needed to avoid being the same exact movie again. So I feel like what should have happened here is they needed to either A, reveal the twist much sooner, like 20 minutes in, to make it, to give you like less time to predict it, or just rewrite the movie. You would have to like change some of these characters and their behaviors, like make it less obvious. Getting into what I don't like about the movie is the biggest thing is I don't like the look of this movie. It was like watching a movie without your glasses. If you're someone like me, I wear glasses. I need them to watch movies. I have really, really bad eyesight, and it felt like I was watching a movie without them. It's blurry. It's like they did something to the lens. It was obviously like a style choice. It was done on purpose, but I fucking couldn't stand the look of this movie. I was like, what the hell? I was like rubbing my eyes underneath my glasses. Like, am I even wearing them? Like, I felt like I was blind. But it wasn't like the whole movie was like that, but a lot of it, especially like the first like 20 minutes when she's at the institution, it's just so foggy and like they smudged the lens. It just looked awful. But then it cleared up from time to time. But man, just a lot of it was just really dark and the lens was just fucked up. I felt like I was losing my eyesight. The other thing is that because it's a prequel, you know where it's going. Like after the twist is revealed, the twist might shock some people. But then after that, once it's all said and done, it's like, all right, now I know where the story's going because it's a prequel. It's not like they're going to kill the dwarf. She's going to murder them all and then get away. Like, so it's got that against it, the fact that there's no real surprises by the end, and it felt a little rushed. I wish they somehow could have threw an extra kill or two in here. Like there was some other characters introduced I felt like could have been killed. I don't know, just I felt like there just needed to be more in the second act. And lastly, I would have preferred not seeing the breakout, especially if it's going to be like this. It just felt kind of forced and lazily done. Like, why couldn't they just pull like a Halloween, Michael Myers type of breakout where we just hear about her escape and then we have to like imagine what happened exactly. See the aftermath of what she did. Like there's a bunch of bodies everywhere. She just fucking massacred her way out of there. But we see her break out and the way it's done, I wasn't a fan of it. You get to see multiple Malcolm from Cult of Chucky in the beginning. I will say there was one cool shot, though, during the breakout. They do, like, one of those kind of long takes. We get to, like, follow her down the halls, and it's, like, one continuous shot. So that was cool. But, again, I just wasn't a fan of how she broke out, how easy and forced it felt. Like, I would have just preferred them not show it at all, and we just kind of hear about it. So final thoughts. I think that this is an okay prequel, but it was just a bit of a disappointment. It seems like 10 years too late. I wish they would have made it sooner. I like the returning cast. I like that they brought back the same actress. She does a good job once again, but for me, it was a bit of a letdown in the end because of how predictable the movie was. It's not going to be very obvious to everyone. I've heard some people say that it shocked them, but to me, I saw it coming a mile away. So when it comes to Orphan First Kill, I'm just going to give it 3 out of 5 stars. So what are your thoughts on this prequel, Orphan First Kill? That title is a bit deceiving because we don't see her first kill in this. The movie starts with her already in the institution and she's murdered people before. So we don't even get to see her first kill. So that title is wrong. But anyways, what are your thoughts on this movie? Let me know in the comments below. Do you actually prefer it over the original? Let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here, you can hit this like button and become a subscriber today just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds. And remember, it's all an opinion. You don't need to get butthurt about it.